I'm Kane Somerville from the Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. I work in the Consumer Lending Products team.
And I'm Liam Hunt from the Motor Trade Associations, where I'm Communications Manager.
The project that we worked on was representing the Adelaide Bank brand. The Adelaide Bank brand of Bendigo and Adelaide Bank looks after our third-party mortgages. We represented the mortgage brokers and looking at reinvigorating the mortgage broker offering within the Adelaide Bank. It had been performing poorly for a period of time, and we're looking to turn around the performance of that portfolio.
And it was really interesting from my perspective, not actually being with the Adelaide Bank, but partaking in a project from the Adelaide Bank. It was a completely different sector to where I'm working, but using those skills that I have, that I've grown over many years, and being able to use them on a different project, but also getting to learn a different sector and learn how they operate. And that's really good for me and my business as well, because I can take some of those learnings and bring them back into my business.
I must admit I was certainly apprehensive at first. I probably intended to do the project with myself or maybe with one other person, but we formed a group, we got together. I think we clicked pretty well when we first met, so we thought we'd give it a go. We're a bit concerned about having 5 in the group, but look, the end result we can't be happier with. We're really able to rely on everyone's experiences, and everyone brought something to the group. We were looking at home loans, so everyone could relate to that in a way because they had their own home loan, and it was just a matter of getting to understand the industry, and then I think everyone really found the opportunity there. And like I said, the end result we're really pleased with.
I think one of the biggest success with the group was the honesty that we took to it. Being 5, we needed to be quite upfront at the start on how we were going to manage the workload and manage the working of the group. So we're very honest, very upfront, and we made very strong commitments to one another. We met weekly, which was really important to make sure that we kept the continuity of the project going and to make sure that we were going to get the outcome that we got.
It was great to hear people that weren't bank related just come in a refreshing attitude and a whole sense of different ideas and draw on their experience. There was a wide range of experience amongst the team, so there was added benefits that we wouldn't have even thought that would have come out of the project to begin with, where people were able to share their experiences and come up with real life ideas. So from that perspective, it was really good.
And I think the other good thing was that it was home loan, so nearly everyone can relate to home loan and going through that process. But there was a couple of us in the group who had actually just gone through the process in our personal lives. So it was a live issue for us, which really, I think, got the whole group on board. We wanted to get an outcome that then we could see in our own personal lives when we're going to get a home loan would benefit us in the future or benefit our friends and family. So because of that, I think that's why there was a lot more buy-in from the group, and it was great. There was no kind of holders on. Everyone really committed to the group and did their part, and yeah, we got a great outcome because of it.
The next steps have already commenced. We've got a steering committee that is about to take place. We've engaged with some third parties to have a look at the branding. Is it appropriate? Do we need to expand on that? And we've also started some of the quick wins. Some of them we touched on within hours. We originally focused on the product and price component, but as we found out, it was so much more than that, and we really touched a lot of areas of how we can actually make this product and make this channel more competitive from Adelaide Bank's perspective. So steps are already in place to implement some of the strategies that we've put in place and put forward from the report.
And I think more broadly across the PMP, sitting in and seeing other people's projects, they all seemed really like there was going to be benefits for each organisation, and I believe that there's a lot of those projects that have been implemented, if not some were already in the start of being implemented when the presentations came to fruition. So I think that's a real credit to the PMP program, that they're giving us the opportunity to take real life scenarios in our businesses, work on them in a group situation, drawing on different experiences from different industries, but having a real outcome that then we can go and implement in our businesses, and that's a really great thing for the PMP program.
I took something out of every module personally that I looked at. I think I got something immediately back that I could take to my business, but in the back of my mind we always knew that that project was coming. So for me it was about what can I actually do and thinking about it. And I certainly went back and reflected when we're actually looking at them. So you sort of take what you've learnt from the project and you sort of almost do it as a matter of course as you're running through, but then we also took the time to really reflect back through each of the modules that we completed along the way and use some of the templates, and we really found they did work when we actually sat back and used some of those tools, which was fantastic.
Yeah, the modules that we did throughout the PMP project really set you up for the strategic project at the end. It enables you to apply some of those skills as you're going through, knowing that you do have that project coming at the end of the thing, so you can draw on what you need to actually build that outcome, whatever your project may be. Now, you don't know what your project is when you start the PMP project necessarily, so it also helps you identify what type of project you may want to work on throughout the process. I know when I started, my idea of what project I could do in my own organisation changed, because I understood that it probably wasn't as strategic as what we were looking for from the PMP project. So it changed my thought patterns on what a strategic project is and what I can do for my organisation moving forward. So that was really good.
We were just able to draw on such a range of experiences and really, opened my eyes up to a lot of things that probably wouldn't have thought of otherwise. So I'd certainly encourage, and I just think the diversity across a range of different people's ideas and people's experiences that can draw upon was extremely beneficial and valuable to the end result.
And I think on top of that, you need to organise a group early, make sure that you get your team members, cherry pick your team members, pick people that you think you're going to be able to rely on, but have a different skill set as well, because you don't want the same ideas coming, you want different ideas as well. And when your group is together, make sure you really structure preparing your project and your presentation, because it does pay off in the long run by having those weekly meetings and having those team commitments.
Personally, I found the PMP to be a brilliant course. For me, it was a case of a foray back into formal study after a long break since high school. Haven't actually completed an undergraduate degree. I've been really keen for a period of time and probably focused towards an MBA, but it was challenging for me to try and juggle a busy work life, home life, a couple of small children, and be able to commit to that. I saw the PMP as an excellent opportunity for me to be able to juggle them, and it proved to be that way. The 2 days a week out of the office enabled me to, once a month, enabled me to get what I needed away from work, but also not get me behind too much. I was also able to take away some practical examples from each of the courses that I did and take them back immediately to the workplace. And the end result, with what we delivered with the strategic project, not only I learnt a lot personally from the group and from what I learnt throughout the course, but we've already started to implement some of that, and I can only see that it's going to be a positive result for the organisation.
And I think on top of that, for me, it was looking at the little different parts of what an MBA may be like. So the different varied modules that you do, from financial management through to strategic management, gives you a little snapshot of what kind of study that you might be doing and topics you'll be looking at through an MBA, which I'm aspiring to do now that I've finished the PMP. So, it gives you that kind of confidence to say, yes, I can get back into study. Yes, this is for me. Yes, I'm going to go do it now. And that's because the PMP is structured so well and enables you to get that understanding.